All right, yeah, give Duke credit. I thought John's kids played really hard. Great environment. Great college basketball environment. Love playing on the road this time of year in hostile environments. I think it only gets you better. So I love the fact that we were able to play in this environment at this time for our group. I think it's going to be really important for us, particularly given how good the Big Ten is and how good those environments are. So I give Duke a lot of credit. I thought we were battled back and were able to give ourselves a chance, but couldn't sustain an effort at the end of the day. It was fouling and some other areas that just got us.
Bruce, let's start over there with you.
How much of a problem was their second big all night? It seemed like you were really having a problem with their second big. We did isolate on one of your smaller guys.
Which one were you
Whether it was Justice or, I mean, they always found ice or they found Justice. Whoever was guarding their second big, it felt like they exploited.
They've got really good size, as good a size as anybody in the country. But I did not think that we did a good enough job kind of making them work and earn it, and we just fouled them too much. But certainly their length is really good.
Chris, you only had 6 assists. What did Duke do to turn you into an ISO team tonight?
Made it difficult for us to run offense. Yeah, made it difficult for us to run offense. They really pressured us, and I think that was the hard part. We had a really clean offensive game last time out, really the last couple times out, and I didn't think this was nearly as clean of a offensive game for us.
Chris, you guys had 18. They got 18 points off turnovers by halftime. I don't think they had the 2 after halftime. What went wrong the last 8-9 minutes of the first half, and what did you do better after halftime?
Yeah, I thought give them credit, but I did not think our decision making was what it needed to be, and we had some turnovers really across the board, post play turnovers. We had some turnovers from some of our young kids, but obviously something we got to clean up.
Chris, you lean pretty heavily on your starters and your veterans. What were they showing you? I know it was kind of a rough first half, but like Zed and Justice in the second half seemed like they kind of got you back into it.
Yeah, I thought both those guys. I did not think Zed played at the level we need him to in the first half, and we really challenged him at halftime. I thought he responded in the second half and played much better, defensively and offensively. And then Justice foul trouble there in the first half. He was a little bit of a. He couldn't get in a rhythm, and foul trouble hurt him. But we got to foul less.
It seemed like you guys battled pretty evenly on the glass when you look at the numbers. But
Yeah.
It seemed like they got some pretty timely ones to help put the game away. That was concerning just coming out. How you think you handled their challenge on the glass?
I thought it was better later. Certainly, obviously cutting it to 5 a couple times. It was better in the second half than the first half. I did not think in the first half it was good enough, but in the second half I thought we were pretty good on the glass.
You were able to get them to shoot threes, but they hit 2 big ones in a row. I think
Yeah.
it was Proctor and Whitehead.
Yep.
You probably don't mind those shots at the time, but you're hoping they don't go down. Or just talk about that.
Yeah, those two give those guys credit for knocking those down. I thought we had a couple other ones where we had missed assignments that we can do better in the first half, but give those kids credit. One was against the zone; they stepped up and made it.
Chris, you mentioned how this would be big for you guys down the road. You talked about how this freshman class will kind of carry you or raise your ceiling. What does this experience do for those guys that play you?
Oh, I think it's great. Listen, I've long said I think college basketball needs more home and homes versus neutral site games. I think, and I'm speaking after a loss, but great environment. I think 2 good teams, and we need more of these kind of things in college basketball, and I think even less neutral opportunities. I know those are still going to exist, so I think it helps your team. It helps our game to play in these kind of environments.
Specifically, just struggling tonight after being your guys' top scorer. What can he take from this that can?
Well, he was in foul trouble. That was the big thing with being unable to get him kind of the long extended play that we wanted to. He had 4 fouls pretty quickly. And he's going to get a lot of attention. Listen, he's getting a lot of attention for a young guy, and he'll learn from these opportunities.
Go back left, back there.
Late in the game, you started switching Zed out. Jeremy, Roach, Tyrese Proctor, those guys get downhill. Ryan Young gets on the glass against the switch. Were you just trying to stay out of rotation? How did you guys think you guys handled those sort of late game situational
Good.
possessions?
Yeah, good. With the exception, we forced a couple tough twos, which were fine. We missed a scram opportunity. I don't want to get into basketball lingo, but we missed a scram opportunity here late in the clock. That was a communication error, but I thought that was effective for us.
A couple more, we'll go Connor over here on the right.
Chris, you've spoken pretty highly of Justice's ability to rebound on both ends. How much did that early foul trouble kind of force you to maybe scrap the original game plan and start working on the fly since you didn't have him for the first half?
You know, I think we can be better. We need to be better when he's not on the floor, and I think we will, and we have been. He does give us in the game like this the ability to play downhill and rebound and also guard. He's almost 6'8", guard bigger people. So clearly his foul trouble, but again, we just had some. I've obviously got to coach it better. We just had some foolish fouls.
One more there,
Of
Bruce.
all your young guys tonight, Bruce came out of Maui having established himself pretty well. How do you feel he held up to the environment and the pressure and everything tonight?
You know, I think all of our young guys had good moments. I think Felix had good moments. Roddy, Bryce, even though they were in foul trouble, I think they all had good moments. Again, this is, you know, obviously you would like to win on the road, but long term, I think this can be a really good thing for our group to learn how to play better in an environment like this.
Coach, we'll finish with Adam here.
You obviously came in just knowing the first road environment is going to be test you in a lot of different ways, and you, I'm sure, come in knowing there's going to be mistakes. Guys aren't going to play the level you've seen in practice.
Yeah.
Did the level of mistakes like that match up to what you thought it might be? From just a mental standpoint, some of those like unforced turnovers and things like that?
Well, we haven't really seen ourselves in this environment, so it was, you know, we were really curious as a coaching staff. I think, I'm sure you guys were curious how we would respond. I think once we settled in the second half, we were much better. But again, the errors, the fouling, and the turnovers, and some of the lack of, I think, being able to sustain an effort, you know, was against a good team was too much tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Ricky and Justice doing